video will not include Pokemon Scarlet and Violet leaks until the second half of it, so if you're worried about that, don't click away. Hello, my name's Kayla, this is Cinnamon the Score Bunny, and there have been a lot of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet leaks lately, which has led people to the question, are leaks good for the franchise? Won't it lessen our enjoyment to know everything about a game before we play it? Well, scientifically speaking, spoilers might actually increase our enjoyment. Today we're going to be looking at the science behind spoilers, including how they've been used in different ways throughout history and also through multiple forms of media. And then hopefully you'll be convinced to watch the second half of this video where I go into the specific leaks for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. When polled, most people say that they would rather not have their media spoiled ahead of time. However, people tend to rank media either neutral or slightly higher if the story has been leaked to them as opposed to if they're leak-free, as is shown by this 2011 study. This applies even for stories with twists or mysteries. Kristen Field suggests that familiarity and increased understanding throughout actually helps make us enjoy something more. I recently had this experience when rewatching The Arrival, a sci-fi movie with a twist ending. I very much enjoyed the movie the first time, but it was even better on a second viewing, knowing what happens at the end. I was able to pick up on details that I hadn't caught the first time around. Other studies have shown that the type of spoiler matters a lot, with spoilers about specific story details actually showing a decrease in enjoyment. Let's look at an example of a story that spoils the plot right away without revealing any specific details. I'm talking about Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. It begins with a prologue that spoils the plot. We're immediately told that the kids from two rival families fall in love and that they die in the end. But importantly, we're not told how they fall in love or how they die. This is very engaging for the human brain because we immediately start asking ourselves a bunch of questions and speculating on the answers. The tension and surprise comes not from what happens, but from how it happens. So, are leaks good? As long as they're brief, vague descriptions of what happens, they'll probably increase our enjoyment. But as soon as they start to give specific details about how things happen, they probably will decrease our enjoyment. In the next part of the video, I'm going to talk about some of the recent leaks for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I can assure you that these are the good type of leaks, ones that are going to reveal things about Pokemon and characters and gimmicks, not specific story details. So again, what is in the game, not how things are going to happen. But if you still think these type of leaks will ruin your enjoyment, feel free to click off the video now. In terms of evolutions for the starters, we've seen the most of Quaxly's final form. We see this shot here, which kind of shows its head, although it's extremely blurry. You're gonna find that all of these leaks are just extremely blurry and difficult to see, but hey, that's kind of good, right? They're not giving us super specific details, they're letting us kind of figure things out and guess and speculate, although it does kind of hurt my eyes. Anyway, it seems like Quaxly's head is gonna have some sort of hat-like shape, which makes sense because we've kind of speculated that it's going to be some sort of sailor. And sailors, especially people's mental images of Spanish and Portuguese sailors, tend to wear really funky hats. We can also see its body in this leaked image, though it is incorporating the crystal gimmick, which we'll talk about later. For Sprigatito, we have this image, which looks like it's the area around Sprigatito's neck. It does seem like the coloration of Sprigatito is going to change, but there's speculation pretty much confirmed that Sprigatito is going to be a grass dark type, so it makes sense that its coloration might change to these colors. It would be a little difficult for Sprigatito's evolution to be a really sneaky bandit if it was bright green in color. And none for Fuecoco, bye! Just kidding, Fuecoco is super cool, we just haven't seen a lot of images around it. There's just really speculation and riddles about what it's going to be based on since it has so many inspirations. Although leakers have suggested that it's going to be the only starter that walks on 4 legs in its final form. And also that it doesn't continue the skull motif, which goes against a lot of people's theories. For Pawmi, and this is one of the first major leaked images that we got, we actually saw its final evolution. It was confirmed by Ku that it has 3 evolutions in total, so we know its first form and we know its last form, but we're not sure what its middle stage looks like yet. For Lechonk, we have this very blurry image that looks like it might be its evolution. It doesn't seem as chonky as we would expect it to be though, so it's possible that this just might be the new bull Pokemon that everybody's been speculating about, rather than the evolution of Lechonk. It does kind of look like the pig animal that Lechonk is based off of, so I wouldn't be totally shocked if this is its evolution. According to Ku, Smoliv is not grass fire. Now, I mean, obviously we know Smoliv itself isn't grass fire, but I feel like he's suggesting that its whole line isn't grass fire, which to me is really disappointing because I thought that would be so cool to have like an Olympic torch Pokemon, but it's fine. It's totally fine. Ku does say that there is a different grass fire Pokemon though, and I'm very excited to see what that could be. Girafarig is getting an evolution, which we see here. This was also one of the earlier images that we saw from the different leaks. It's kind of like wearing a little hoodie with what used to be its tail, which is a fantastic idea in terms of merchandising because they're definitely going to sell this type of hoodie, and I already want one, so yay. As I predicted in an earlier video, there is going to be a flamingo and dolphin Pokemon in this region. I feel so excited that I got those predictions right. The flamingo we actually see an image of here. The dolphin one we have yet to see, but we have enough leaks about it that it seems like it's pretty likely. We don't know though if this flamingo is going to be a single stage Pokemon or if it's going to have evolutions, so I could definitely see this being like the final form and it having like a really cute tiny little flamingo like earlier stage. That would be so adorable. I need a water type on my team, so I would love to have it as the water type, but I mean whatever type it is, I'm probably going to have it on my team because then the dolphin will be water type, so right? Hopefully the dolphin is water type. But yeah, then I could have the dolphin and the flamingo. Actually, maybe the flamingo shouldn't be water type. Okay, I'm going a little crazy here. Water type dolphin, flamingo something else, so I can have them both on my team. There's also speculation about some sort of pink hammer Pokemon. I'm personally picturing something like Amy Rose, and I can't get that out of my head. So I'm very curious what that will look like and if it will be a hedgehog, because that would just be hilarious. Images of what are probably the 8 gym leaders have also been leaked. While their types aren't fully confirmed, we can speculate based on their images what types they might be. For example, this one is most likely an electric type. We know that this one's probably a ghost type gym leader based on what we've heard from Ku about the ghost type gym leader. This one seems to be a farmer, what with her hat and just the way that she's dressed. Plus she has green hair, so she's probably a grass type gym leader. This guy, and yes, he is confirmed to use he, him pronouns, is probably related to Sanqua, who is also related to Karen, which means that this character could tie into a whole bunch of lore, including PLA. Based on the clothes, this is probably an ice type gym leader because he's pretty bundled up, but it could also be a poison type gym leader because they tend to be ninjas. The other ones I'm really not sure about, and also the character with split colored hair seems like he might be a rival instead of a gym leader, which means we could have version exclusive gyms again, filling up that spot. A leaker also said that the champion is both male and female. I think this most likely means that there is a different champion depending on what version of the game you get. It's possible that this might be the professor or be the opposite game's professor. Pokemon has hinted directly that the professors are going to be more than just professors, although that doesn't necessarily mean that the professor is going to be doing double duty, like being a professor and a champion and an evil team leader or something like that. It's possible that the alternate games professor is the one who is going to fill the other type of role in that game. Ku said that Nemona is basically a goddess, being both tender and powerful. It's possible that this is kind of an Odysseus reference since her name is based on Odysseus. I made a whole video about that, so if you want more info, you can go watch that video. But yeah, her name is based on Odysseus. Odysseus, while not being a god or goddess, was very heavily connected to Greek mythology, so it makes a lot of sense that Nemona would be this epic, mythic type of character. Although tender and powerful reminds me of a whole bunch of other Greek goddesses, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Ku also suggested that there are 3 rivals, 2 female and 1 male. So we know that Nemona is one of the female rivals, meaning there's going to be another female rival and another male rival. I don't know if it'll just be that like the opposite you, like if you play as a girl, the boy is your other rival, and there's really only 2, but there's 3 different designs for them or what, but we're just gonna have to wait and see on that as well. But that's what I mean about good leaks, because we haven't been given the information directly, we're able to speculate on it. In terms of the gimmicks, there is going to be a crystal gimmick, which may or may not be related to quantum time crystals. It's been said that this gimmick is going to be able to apply to all Pokemon, not specific ones, which I think is very good. Like Mega Evolution only applying to specific Pokemon definitely made certain Pokemon get used more often than others, so I like it when the gimmick is more equally applied. I heard that this crystal gimmick is going to add another type for stab without adding the weaknesses of that type. If you want more information on what adding a third typing would do to a Pokemon, I have a separate video on that, and I highly recommend you watch it, because it seems like it's going to be very relevant. There's also R-Fakes, which Ku has confirmed to not be a game term. It's a term that he came up with to refer to these Pokemon, so I don't feel like solving this is as important as I felt like it was before, because it's just something that he came up with. Like, it's not an official Pokemon term. It does seem like these are just going to be fake versions of Pokemon that are similar to ones that we've seen before, but they have something slightly different about them. There's also going to be past and future forms. This might also tie into quantum time crystals, but we know the least about this gimmick so far, so again, we just need more information. Trailer, please. We also found out from a leaker that the region's name is probably going to be Paldea. And also, one leaker said the legendary Pokemon, Koraidon and Miraidon, don't actually have 5 forms, though it's unclear if they were referring to battle forms or rideable forms, because like I feel like in the same sentence they were like, oh yeah, but you can ride on them and stuff, so I don't know how accurate that is. I still think the Legendaries will have 5 forms. I feel like we have a lot more evidence leaning in that direction. Plus, Ku said it, and he's been pretty reliable so far. It's like 90-something degrees in New York City right now, and with the light going on here right now, I'm just like dying a little bit. So I'm gonna end this video here, but don't worry, I will be back soon. Hopefully there will be a new trailer for me to react to. Please, 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 please. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. If you learned something new, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!